I am posting now about the video blog. For everyone's information, this is my second take because I am so forgetful for what I was saying in the middle of the first one. But this is my video blog that everybody has been waiting so long on. Well, not really that long, just since yesterday, but anxiously awaiting. And just before anybody takes guesses, no, I am not pregnant. That was one of the questions I had. No, I'm not pregnant. I would tell everybody that. um, I want to tell everybody, and it's easier to tell everybody at one time through a video blog than explaining it through a text message or over the phone individually. I have a brain disorder, and it is called Chiari Malformation Type 1, and it is not cancerous. I know people get weird around people with disorders such as cancer or even just autism or Down syndrome. There's nothing wrong with any of these people that have any of these disorders. It just makes them a little more special, and I feel the same way about myself. I just feel as if I'm a little more special versus different. I have the disorder called Chiari Malformation, as I just said, and this is type 1. There are 4 types. Mine is the most common. 1 in 1,000 people have it, meaning in the U.S., the last study done in the U.S., like the last census done, 300,000 people in the U.S. alone had this disorder in this type. So there are plenty of people with it, and there are also plenty of things that you can do to fix it. They all are surgery, so there is no cure. I will be doing multiple blogs because this is a blog video that I'm doing. I will be doing multiple videos and blogs about how to cope with it, more so how I'm coping with it. As of right now, I'm coping with it very well. Most people who have it don't cope with it near as well as I do. Most of them don't work, or if it's younger ones, they don't go to school. This is something that I was born with. I did not find out about it until back in March of this year, so this is 2016. I did not find out about it until March of 2016. I had an MRI done due to me having chronic headaches and severe neck pain. First reaction is I have a pinched nerve or I've pulled something due to my job. Well, when you get everything checked out, they found a little bit more. I have a disorder, as I've told you about. That's what this blog is about. And I have a syrinx, which I have not mentioned yet. A syrinx is a cyst within the spinal column. So if your spinal column is here, it's a cyst that's about this big, I guess like this. It's about this big inside your spinal column. And what it does is the CSF, which is the cerebral spinal fluid, can't flow through. So what it does is it's just flowing into the cyst type shape. And it's in the back of my neck. And I know a lot of you that I work with personally right now have saw me just kind of always doing this number or over here like this. It's because it kind of helps release a little bit more of the fluid and take the pressure off of my brain. So I know a lot of you are probably wondering right now, what is Chiari Malformation Type 1? It literally means, simply said, my brain is falling out of my head. Ha ha, jokes. Everybody always makes jokes about me not really having a brain. But in all actuality, my brain is too big. So what happens is there's 2 tonsils at the base of your skull. My tonsils are descending down. So if your skull is right here and your neck is right here, so we have this little thing going on now, my brain is falling down and pushing on my neck. What they have to do is a surgery called a duroplasty. This is not a rhinoplasty. This is not for your nose. It is a decompression surgery. What they're going to do is they're going to take off the bottom part of my skull. They're going to remove it. And then they're going to pull back the muscles and the tendons and such. They're going to put a mesh thing called the duroplasty. That's the name of the surgery. So that's the kind of patch that they're using over it, the Duroplast patch. They're going to put that over there. And my brain's just going to kind of be free there. They will also remove the C1 and more than likely the C2 vertebrae to create more room. And it will remove the syrinx. So it's a lot to take in, it's a lot to gather. Because this is a video blog, I will be doing frequently asked questions on each video, and I will also be describing how my week went. I will not do one every week because I'm so forgetful, but this week we'll go through the signs and symptoms, we'll go through some of the things that I do to relieve it, we'll go through not when I found out, but how I found out and the symptoms that led up to me finding out. We'll go through when it intensified, all those types of things is what we're going to go through right now. So, at the end of this, we'll do the frequently asked questions as I mentioned earlier. And if you have any more questions, feel free to comment or to private message me. Either one is perfectly fine. I will respond to either one as promptly as possible. So, one of the things that I just mentioned is we're going to figure out when I actually realized I had this. So, I had my daughter almost 2 years ago. Her birthday is in August, so this August it will be 2 years since I had her. And the day that I had her, I've had headaches for my whole life because I was born with this disorder. This is something you're born with. It's not something that you get or form or catch or anything like that. You're just born with it. So I had my daughter, and I couldn't even hold her. I was just so sick and so miserable. My head was pounding. I realized that at any concert that I ever went to, my head was always pounding when I yelled. I realized back in high school in cheerleading that my head always hurt so bad when I yelled, which is putting pressure on my head. Well, upon having my daughter, they've gotten so much worse. The last year has been nearly unbearable. So that goes into the intensity portion of this. They have been nearly unbearable. I can barely keep my head up or keep myself awake throughout the day. It's just so terrible. Tylenol, I appreciate people throughout the day offer me Tylenol because I tell them I just have a regular headache. I appreciate all those offers. It's so thankful of you. I mean, it's amazing of you guys to offer and try to take care of me. But unfortunately, it doesn't affect me at all. So that's why I don't take it. Not because I'm being rude or mean. It doesn't help. It's really pointless. The only thing that really helps me is sleeping. So that goes into more of the side effects portions and how I cope with it. So I cope with my disease by sleeping. On a non-production work day, I will sleep, like I'm getting confused already. I will sleep about 12 or 14 hours a day. This does cut into my activities of daily living. I miss out on everything from birthday parties to softball games. I miss a lot, and it really stinks. I miss time with family. I miss time with friends. In case you guys are wondering, this is why I haven't been around very much. Um, I really miss out on a lot, and I try not to, especially having a little one. I try to make sure that I don't miss out on too much with her. But the only way that I can cope with it is by sleeping. That's all I want to do. I sleep from here to the grocery store. I sleep from my house to Dollywood. I mean, I sleep everywhere. So there's really nothing that I can do besides sleeping that copes with the pain and really the extreme fatigue. So on to the signs and symptoms. The signs and symptoms are extreme headaches that will not go away. This is not a migraine. This does not last all day. What it does is it will last in 30-second to 1-minute increments. But once you put your head back or put your hands on the back of your neck and push down, you will feel an intense release of pressure. What that does is it's kind of pushing your brain back in your skull for a little bit, and it just makes it feel so much better. These headaches, again, like I said, are not migraines. With a migraine, you can't do that. With a migraine, you're sick and you just want to sleep. It sounds like the same thing, but these headaches go away. They just are off and on all day long for your entire life. The only cure is the surgery, as I went over earlier, which is like not a cure, but it's the only way to fix what I have. One of my next blogs will be about the surgery and how I feel, and we'll do one the day before and the day after and things like that. Let's go on to the frequently asked questions because most of the signs and symptoms I've already gone over. The extreme fatigue, the nausea, vomiting. I'm always sick when I'm sleepy. I'm so sick when I'm sleepy. This goes on to tell people why I'm not a morning person. I'm just naturally not a morning person. But this does not help. This is why I'm so sleepy and sleep so much all the time. Okay, so frequently asked questions. Like I said, if you have any more, feel free to comment or private message me. Why do you forget stuff? Well, I forget stuff because my brain is falling out and creating pressure. I literally forget everything. You can ask me what I had for breakfast this morning and I will not be able to tell you. You can ask me where I set my phone down. I have no idea. I absolutely cannot remember anything. This has gone on ever since I can remember. I mean, I just seriously cannot remember anything at all. I actually thought that I had a memory problem to begin with. But I truly don't. It's all part of the Chiari Malformation. Why are you so sleepy? I touched on this about 30 seconds ago. That's my main symptom. Once again, I'm so sleepy because one of the major symptoms is extreme fatigue. All I want to do is sleep. I mean, that's all I can do. So whenever I go into my job in the mornings and I'm literally falling over for being so sleepy, and people are saying, "Well, why are you so sleepy? You said you go to bed at 7:30." Well, yeah, but that's not enough sleep for somebody with Chiari malformation. It's truly not. It's just I need so much more sleep. Why can't you do dot dot dot? Why can't you go tubing? Why can't you ride the roller coaster? Why can't you take me to the lake? Why can't we jump off the diving board? It's everything. Why can't you run for long periods anymore like you used to? Why can't you do this or that? It's because it creates the pressure, and without scaring anybody and without being over dramatic, it literally can kill me if I do something and my head gets rattled or shaken the wrong way or bumped and it pops the cyst in my spinal column, or it pops a part of my brain, because your brain is really kind of mushy and gross. But if it pops one of those little tonsils that's full of stuff, it could kill me. That's why when the doctor says don't do it, I don't do it. Why do you always have a headache? Because that's one of the major symptoms. People always ask me, "Goodness gracious, you need to go to the doctor. You always have a headache." And I just say, "Oh, it's just caffeine," or "Oh, I just didn't eat," or "Oh, this, oh, that." In reality, it's because it's one of the major symptoms of this, and that's another reason why I just had to come out and tell everybody what I had. It's getting really overwhelming and stressful. Another one of the major symptoms is depression. I am one of the happiest, most go-lucky, bubbly people you will ever know. I'm nice and to everybody, and I just smile at everybody even when you catch me on a bad day. It's what's happening behind closed doors that a lot of people don't understand. I go through severe amounts of depression where I won't eat for 2 or 3 days, and it will literally make me sick and make everything so much worse. But it's all part of it, and I'm on many medications to kind of cope with everything. But like I said, nothing really cures it. So hopefully, after I have the surgery, I will be cured and better. Another thing I want to do with this blog is tell about my appointments, when they are, how they're going, and everything. So my very first appointment will be on June 9th with a neurologist. I just found out, like I said, in March that I had the disease, so I've been waiting that long to get into the neurologist. But I'm seeing a very good one that has been recommended by UT Hospital. So in all hopes, things will go great. I will let everybody know how it goes whenever that happens. So once again, my appointment is June 9th. This is the big video blog that's life changing, because it has changed my life dramatically, and now I feel such a relief telling all of you guys how I really feel on the inside and what's really going on with my body. And like I said, if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to private message me or comment. Or if you just don't feel like watching the whole video, I can send it to you and you can watch it at a later date. Just please don't judge and don't be disrespectful or say mean things about people with disorders, because you never know who your friends are that have one. And that's one of my biggest concerns, is people saying mean things, not necessarily to my face but behind my back. I've heard people say mean things my whole life about people with disorders, and I never thought that I'd be one, but I always stuck up for them because that's how I was raised, and that's the right thing to do. Well, God has put this on me, and now I want people to stick up for me because I have a disorder, and I want people to not talk bad about people with disorders, because once again, you never know who has them. So your best friend could have something and you would never know. So you really just need to be nice to everybody and make everybody happy as best you can. Once again, thank you guys, and please enjoy the next video blog.